So for the next part, aluminum oxide is an ionic compound. Ionic compound means it is formed by a transfer of electrons. So aluminum oxide is an ionic compound. The term ionic compound means it is formed by transfer of electron. So dot and cross diagram we have to show for aluminum. So we have to show a dot and cross diagram. So as aluminum will lose electron, there is +3 charge on aluminum. What happened? Oxygen belongs to group 6. So it has 6 electron in the outermost shell. And each oxygen will take 2 electron to complete an octet. And the charge will be 2 minus or minus 2. This was related to a topic ionic bond. Melting point of aluminum oxide is above 2000. Why the aluminum oxide is having a high melting point? What's the reason for that? Why it's not? Because one aluminum, look, the formula for aluminum oxide is Al2O3. So there will be 2 aluminum and there are 3 oxygen. Each aluminum loses 3 electrons and each oxygen gain 2 electrons. But in the question, we just have to draw one oxygen. So one oxygen belongs to group 6. So it will have 6 electron in the outermost shell and 2 it took from one oxygen will take 2 electron. That's why it is -2. We don't have to draw for all oxygens. We have to draw only one oxygen. Yeah, that's a correct answer, Afif. I'll copy your answers in the. So ionic compounds have a giant lattice of positive and negative charges. Better include that term as well. Strong force between the ions. So large amount of energy is required to separate the ions. You cannot mention ion and electron because in lattice of ionic compound, they have positive and negative ions only. There are no electrons in the lattice of ionic compound. A strong force of lattice attraction or strong force of attraction within the lattice between the ions. But don't mention ions and electron. Like Abdullah, you mentioned here, strong force between ion and electron. This is wrong. Why? Because the force between the positive ion and electron is called a metallic bond. In ionic bond, it is called. Okay. You thought it is aluminum, but because it's a compound, aluminum oxide, so you have to explain that compound. Okay, next part is related to a topic we just did. You can see here. We have aluminum oxide and cryolite. Anodes are there. Molten aluminum is extracted and it is siphoned out. Name the type of particle responsible for transfer of charge in the wire. Which particle move in the wire? So electrons move in the wire, that's correct. In the electrolyte, yeah, that's right, ions. Next part, give two reasons why cryolite is used. What is the reason why we use cryolite in this? Yes, it reduces the melting point, that's one, or lower the melting point and increase the conductivity, that's two. Yes, and increase the concentration of aluminum. So I can mention it lower the melting point, that's the first thing. It increases the conduction and it concentrate the ore or concentrate the electrolyte. When I say concentrate electrolyte, it means now electrolyte will have more aluminum in it. But any two you have to mention, so you can mention any two out of these three. In which term it help in increased conductivity, because what happened in a cryolite, the formula of a cryolite is Na3Al(F6). So when this cryolite will decompose, it will decompose into 3 sodium ions. It will decompose into 1 aluminum ion, and it will decompose into 6 fluoride ions. So the number of the ions in the electrolyte increases. As there are more ions, the current can pass easily and at a faster rate. That's why the conduction will increase. It is very common, like if you have a container, you fill it with water. A container is filled with water and you dip 2 electrodes. And you connect anode, cathode, and a lamp. So what you will observe, when there is a pure water is not a good conductor. So either a lamp will be off or it will be dim. But what happens if I add a salt to this? The salt, when it will dissolve, it will increase the ions. When it will increase the ions, the brightness of the lamp will change or the conduction will change. So adding a cryolite increase or concentrate the ore and will make more ions in the electrolyte, so it can conduct at a faster rate. Write an ionic half equation for formation of aluminum during electrolysis. What is the formation of aluminum during electrolysis? Yeah, that's right. Aluminum, which is +3, it is attracted towards a cathode and it will gain 3 electrons, change to aluminum metal. Explain how a carbon dioxide gas is formed at anode. 3 marks. How a carbon dioxide gas is formed at anode. So due to high temperature, anode of a graphite has carbon which react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. But you have to, yeah, that's a complete answer. Yes, I will show the marking scheme as well, so you can identify the points here. You can see here the points. It's of 3 marks. This part, oxygen is made at anode. Anode are made up of carbon, and oxygen and carbon reacted with each other. These are the 3 marks. Better you mention about temperature, because temperature is responsible for this reaction to occur. At low temperature, carbon itself does not react with oxygen. Here, the distribution of the mark does not involve heat or temperature, but you will mention that. Okay, next part. When a piece of aluminum is placed in a dilute hydrochloric acid, there is no immediate visible reaction. If aluminum is left in dilute hydrochloric acid for several hours, bubbles start to form. Explain why aluminum does not react immediately with dilute hydrochloric acid. Yeah, that's correct. Due to outer oxide layer or due to protective oxide layer. There's an aluminum oxide layer at the surface which does not allow it to react. That's correct. This was question 4. Question 4 also, it's related. Yeah, the oxide layer formed at aluminum is due to the atmosphere and which does not allow it to react with acids. Question 4 was also related to aluminum. I skipped that. Aluminum is very important metal. So aluminum is a very important metal. There are many uses of aluminum. Aluminum is extracted from its ore bauxite. By electrolysis, bauxite is impure form of aluminum oxide. Describe how aluminum is extracted from bauxite. Include an ionic half equation at each cathode and anode. So this is a detail. Yeah, this is a detailed answer, and you can see the marks also 5 marks. So equation at anode will be when oxygen ions are there. They will lose 4 electron. It will form oxygen gas. And at cathode, it will be aluminum ion. Take 3 electron, changes to aluminum metal. So this is 1 mark, this is another, and the 3 marks, add sodium hydroxide, excess of sodium hydroxide. First, you will add an excess of sodium hydroxide, then filter, then heat. The steps which I mentioned. All the 3 steps which I mentioned, step 1, 2, 3, you will mention here. And then write the ionic half equations. I'm not writing the steps again. These are the same steps which we discussed for extraction of aluminum. This after filter, electrolyze the molten aluminum oxide and add a cryolite. Mention adding a cryolite. So first add sodium hydroxide excess, then filter, then heat, to form aluminum oxide, then add cryolite and do electrolysis and write the equation. Explain why anodes have to be replaced regularly. Why we have to replace these anodes regularly? Because the carbon reacted with oxygen formed at anode, it reduces the size. So anode is made up of carbon, and carbon reacted with oxygen give two uses of aluminium and reason why aluminium is suitable for each use. So just now we discussed, you can mention many uses are there. Low density, you can mention. It resists corrosion, so you can use as a food container. It has low densities of a manufacture of aircraft. Good conductor of electricity, so it can be used as a overhead cables. Okay, tomorrow I'll explain the extraction of iron. Building packaging here refers to, you will find, to resist the heat. Like example, the wires, because aluminum is a good reflector, so even you will find the chimneys are there, or even the blower of air conditioner or AC blowers, the top layer, it is covered with aluminum. So why aluminum? Because aluminum is having a smooth, shiny and reflecting surface, does not allow or does not absorb heat energy, so it will reflect the heat energy. So these blowers of air conditioner, building packaging here refers to them, are made up of, I will show this just a minute. So you will have an idea what building packaging means. So these because aluminum is a smooth reflecting surface which does not allow or absorb heat energy, so it reflects the maximum amount. This is aluminum packaging, building packaging. Is it clear?